So welcome everybody in our Kangen Water Collective. And this is you are the first person that we get to interview, Brad, for these weekly interviews that we're doing. And this is intended to be short and give people a taste of how Kangen Water transforms our life. So let me give you a quick introduce Brad. Brad is a CrossFit coach, as you can tell by his physique. I'm definitely not a CrossFit coach. And he spent 25 years working in the corporate world, but felt it was just killing him. That's quite a statement. So you changed gears at the age of 46. You had gotten up to almost 300 pounds, and everything that you did got you out of breath. You wouldn't believe this by looking at you today. So even just tying your shoes. It says, so you took a year off just to focus on your health and nutrition, and that's when you started with CrossFit. You hit your passion, you lost 100 pounds and realized that you needed to redirect your passion and learn the skill set of coaching others. I love this story. It has been the most spiritually rewarding job that you've ever had, and you get to help people become their very best self. And you're happiest. Sorry for the dog barking. You are the happiest that you've ever been. So Brad, I just asked him, he's been drinking water, Kangen water, for 2 months, and you're going to hear directly how it's been affecting you. So why don't we start off with that in terms of, this is obviously an interview series. We want to hear how Kangen water impacts different people in their lifestyles that they have. So can you share with us, Brad, exactly how Kangen water has affected you?
All right, I'm not sure if I'm still connected. It looks like it's frozen on my side. Looks like we're having a problem here. Louise, your microphone is muted, it looks like.
And actually, I'm not Louise, I'm Claire. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. My laptop went into airplane mode. So how much of that did we hear? What time did it sync out?
You were, oh geez, I think you were just about to ask me something.
Okay, so I got your bio in. So the question I was asking you is, how has drinking Kangen water, which you've been drinking for about 2 months, impacted your lifestyle and obviously what you do? What are the significant things that you've seen that have changed?
So for me, the two biggest things that I've had are my recovery and my energy. And something that I've actually found really funny is when I bought when I was just testing out the water, Wendy had come to a vendor event at my gym. And, she seemed really nice and friendly, and she had been telling me a little bit about the water, and I was like, okay. There was just so much stuff that she was telling me. I'm like, okay, some of that sounds cool, but I was really skeptical. I mean, this is water, right? So, how much of this can really happen? But some of the things she had mentioned were really good for my wife, who's got some heart problems. And so when I was looking, I was like, okay, you know what? She's going to give us a little bit to test out. It's worth checking into. And if it doesn't work, then no big deal. If it does give her some benefit, then it's worth looking into. And when we got it, I started drinking some too, because I wanted to see for myself, because I know I drink water more regularly than my wife does. So I wanted to see if I felt any effects. Didn't really think I noticed anything at first. But then what happened was that we ran out of water, and I noticed my energy started dropping. Didn't even really put it together until I got some more water from Wendy. She actually refilled our bottle. I got some more, and I was like, almost immediately, I was like, okay, I'm feeling more energized. I go, and you get that sometimes just from drinking water, like if you're dehydrated or something. But I noticed probably about a 20% increase in my energy initially that I hadn't recognized at first. And then I noticed about a 10% drop off. So when I ran out of the water, it wasn't as significant of a drop as the gain I got initially. When I got more of the water again, I found my energy picked up again, and I was actually getting really excited because, now I'm 49 years old, and I'm a coach at a CrossFit gym. Almost everybody is much younger than me, and trying to keep up with everybody is pretty hard, especially post COVID. It kind of did a number on my lungs. So even when I can push really hard, I have a hard time breathing. But I found that I was able to push harder for longer and actually really push my lungs to get it to a point where my lungs were the issue, but my energy wasn't. And then I also noticed at the same time, I was recovering a lot faster. I tend to work out once or twice a day at least, and usually 5 to 6 days a week. So I'm going through and I'm noticing this recovery, and I just happened to mention it to Wendy, and she had right about that same time sent me the some little booklet or like a pamphlet or something like that on the benefits. And I was reading through it, and those were some of the benefits of the anti-inflammatory effects, the recovery, energy. And then so I started paying more attention, so like there were a couple of days when I would deliberately drink a little less water than normal, see how I felt, drink a little bit more water, kind of just test it out. And, anecdotally, my personal experience with this is I was experiencing a good amount of increase in energy when I was drinking the proper amount of water, and my recovery time has been just off the charts for me. Like I said, with the way I work out, it's incredible how fast I can recover with some of these things. Like muscle recovery. I mean, obviously, if I injure myself, it's a little different. But even that, I found like when I have hurt myself, because I got shoulder problems, I've been finding that recovers a lot faster. Even compared to some of the people that we have in their gym, they're 20, 26, 27 or so. So it's been pretty amazing for me.
So for those of us that, I think I know what you mean by recovery. You mean that if I go hike a mountain, like I live near Mount Monadnock, and when I went to Mount Monadnock and went home that day, when I went to sit down, it was like, whoa, like my thighs didn't know what had hit them. So you're talking about that kind of pain. Is that lactic acid that builds up in our bodies? Is that what it is? And so when you're drinking the water, something the water does in its living and all of its properties, it helps you recover. Are you saying that you don't notice that discomfort, or do you get any discomfort, or do you just recover way more quickly?
I do get some of the discomfort depending on how hard I'm pushing, but I recover much quicker. So whereas if I'm going at the same percentage pace as a colleague of mine, I will be ready to go again sooner than they will. Like, wow. So I could go do a workout, come back later on that day, do the workout again, and be at a better percentage of my overall capacity than someone else, around my fitness level. Obviously, we have elite athletes that, they're not pushing themselves as hard as I would, but and the recovery is going to be a little different. But around my same level, I am finding that my recovery time is much lower. And that will always, just for the skeptics, that will happen. The more you work out, the more you get used to it, that will also improve. But it's been a dramatic increase since drinking the water. And I have tracked it where when I am drinking the water more regularly, and again, I've deliberately dialed it down a few times just to see if, is this all in my head? Am I just getting excited about this? And I did notice a drop off when I decrease. But again, it's what I found is when I started drinking it, the increase I got was better. The decrease, so the fall off when I stopped drinking, because I'm not stopping drinking, I just drink a little less of it, isn't as significant as the gain that I got. So it's still a net gain. At that point, it's just not quite as strong when I drink a lot less water. And it's hard for me to drink less water because I like to drink water. I mean, it's my primary drink of choice.
Amen. Well, so I'm just thinking, so people noticing at the gym, obviously you're a coach there, are other people coming to you and asking, no, what's happening at the gym? Or is it still too new?
So I don't know that people necessarily notice specifically, for the most part, because when I'm there in the morning versus when I'm in there in the evening, it's going to be two different sets of people.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so the people in the morning wouldn't see me in the evening. People have noticed though that I've been going more regularly. Right now we're in the middle of a big international event for the CrossFit. So I've been going and doing the workouts, putting in more time at the gym, not just working out, but also as a coach too. So, and just sometimes just to cheer people on and help support some of the other coaches, and sometimes getting extra workouts in. But so people have been seeing me more often and noticing. And we did install a dispenser at the gym, so I've been telling people about it. There's actually one other thing that I haven't personally had to use. I don't get headaches that bad and not often enough, but we had a few people at the gym and my wife, which is one of the reasons why we got it, that get migraines a lot. And one of the first things that Wendy told me about this was to take a little bit of the 11.5, like I think it's like 2 ounces or 4 ounces of that, 4 ounces. Basically do a shooter of that and then do like 8 ounces of the 9.5. And it's supposed to help get rid of your headaches. I guess, again, at the time I was super skeptical about it. I had a day when one of my workout partners was going to come in. We're going to do a class together and get some accessory work afterwards. She called me up about 45 minutes or so before class and says, I don't think I can make this. I've got a really bad migraine. I got excited because I had had some of this water around. So I decided, this is a great time for me to check this out, see if this actually works. So I drove down to her house, gave it a shot. She lives about 20 minutes from the gym. I was about halfway to the gym when she shot me a message. I'm feeling much better. I'm not sure if it's the water or the Tylenol, but if I'm feeling, good enough, by like 9:30 or something like that, do you mind if we still work out? I was excited, of course, because I wanted to do the extra workout. By the time I got to the gym, she said she felt good enough that she was already committed to coming in. Wow. And at that point, I'm like, okay, well, she took some Tylenol, she took the water, who knows which it is, but I can hook her up with some more so she can try it again. Later on that morning, she messaged me and said, you know what? I wasn't sure if it was one or the other, but she looked on her dresser and the Tylenol was still there. So the only thing she took that was different was the water. And it was such a dramatic effect for her. And then my wife tried it shortly after. I had another lady that in my 5 o'clock class that would miss classes sometimes because she'd get migraines. Started giving her some of that, and she noticed a big decrease in the pain levels of her migraines.
So just
where it was helping her significantly, like she would notice the difference as soon as she took it.
So just to recap, that was like, say, a shot glass of 11.5. We're not going to drink gallons of the stuff. And then chasing that, you said, with about 8 ounces of whatever they're drinking, 8.5, 9.0, yeah. 9.5. Wow. Well, I'm so glad you shared that, because I did not know that. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us today, for sharing a little bit of your story, and for being an advocate for Kangen. It's just so exciting when you start drinking this water, because we realize the difference it can make in other people's lives. So anyone who suffers from migraines, especially, often they'll spend days inside a darkened room. So for anyone that is skeptical, we just want to thank you for joining, and get around some of us that drink it, and ask to start drinking this water, and you can experience it for yourself. But also we have an entire Google Drive place that has tons of double-blind PubMed studies. Wow, that's a mouthful, isn't it? And so if you would like to see some of those studies, just reach out to the person that invited you to this call. Well, it's going to be in the Kangen Water Collective, and we will certainly get that out to you. So thank you again for your time. We'll let you get back to working out, and have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.